welcome to Captain's Ball 2020, Night with the Museum. We're so excited to be here tonight. We are your hosts this evening. I'm Erin Dragato, VP of Development for the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium and Dubuque County Historical Society. And I have with me our Marketing Director, Wendy Scardino.
Hi, everybody. Erin, you look fantastic.
Thank you very much. This is from Simply Elegant, a clothing store in Galena for all your fashion, furniture, and accessory needs.
Well, as I said, you look fantastic, but I think you may have forgotten to tell me something.
What are you talking about?
You told me it was a virtual event, so I was under the assumption that, you know, typical virtual event apparel might be completely okay.
Oh, Wendy, forget about it. Not a problem. You will have all the time in the world to change throughout the night, so it's not that big a deal, really. It's fine. What are you sipping over there?
I wanted to get the party started, so I've got some wine from our friends at Family Beer and Liquor and my new reusable straw, because, you know, I want to be classy about it.
Well, you could have shared with me. Oh, there we go. Speaking of which, I hope all of you took advantage of our restaurant deals tonight, and I want to say thanks to many of our sponsors this evening: Conlin Construction, Green State Credit Union, Kendall Hunt Publishing, Sedgwick, Prudential Retirement, TH Media, U.S. Bank, Newt Marine Services, John Deere Dubuque Works, John and Med Bickle, Colony Brands, Eagle Point Solar, Midwest One Bank, Mike Finnan Ford and Kia, Ingram Barge Company, Simply Elegant Boutique, Chad and Reagan Wilbur's, Key City Vision, McCullough Creative, IIW, John and Margaret Cook, J&R Rental, Stour House Bed and Breakfast, 7G Distributing, Envision Teas, Cutigo Auction Services, and Family Beer and Liquor. Thanks to all of you who have supported this event this evening. We have a lot in store for you guys tonight, and I hope you're ready for an action-packed evening. Boy, we should be joined any minute by our President and CEO, Kurt Strand. Wendy, have you seen him?
No, not recently. Last I heard, he was headed over to the Ham site.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, that's okay. Well, until he arrives, there are a few things that we need to go over for those of you at home. Number one, first and foremost, is to talk about our goal tonight. It's a big one, folks, and it is $200,000 what we're trying to raise tonight. And so we're pulling out all the stops. Your efforts tonight will maintain our living and historical collections, advance our conservation and educational programming efforts. And remember, this pandemic has thrown us all for a loop. You know, we closed our doors in March for 10 weeks, but we did not stop any of the maintenance and facilities that we had going, and the animals did not see anything different in our care. So thanks to donors like you, we are raising money in this very difficult time. Your gifts tonight will ensure high quality care for our historic and living collections, continue our work of saving our endangered species, pivot our educational programming to adapt to online learning, and help us maintain a safe and healthy environment for our staff, volunteers, and guests. Here's the good news, everyone. We have done a lot of the heavy lifting for you. We have already raised $46,000 for this evening's event to get to our goal. So, thanks for all the wonderful donations thus far.
Absolutely, and if you have not already done so, please be sure to bid on something. We have lots of exciting auction items for you, and you can do so by simply texting CB 2020 to 72727. And the minute you text that number, you will get a response to show you how to log in with your credit card to begin bidding or to simply donate. And you definitely don't want to miss out on so many great auction items and Insta-buys, such as we have a wonderful paddling trip for 10. Whether you're an experienced paddler or a newbie, you'll love this laid-back experience. You get to head to Catfish Creek Basin, 9 Mile Island, and enjoy an authentic river shore lunch. We've also got some awesome otter artwork. Not only are our otters adorable, but they're also little Picassos as well, and their artwork is bright, fun, and will surely be a unique story to share. We've also got his and hers jewelry from Dolan Jewelers, and that includes a beautiful Kendra Scott necklace and earring set, and a men's leather bracelet and stainless steel dog tag. So holiday gift perhaps? They make great gifts.
You're right, Wendy. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm getting a quick call from Kurt. Do you mind, everybody, if I take this real quick? Hi, Kurt. Yes. Okay. I understand. All right, that's okay. Wendy and I can stall just for a little bit. No problem at all. Okay, we'll see you soon. Okay, everybody, that was Kurt, and sounds like he is at the Ham site, and he wanted to check out on the things going on out there. So, not to worry, we can make up a little bit of lost time by actually taking you all with him. But before we do that, I just want to say thanks for bidding tonight. Thanks for all of your donations and for making this event possible. And please don't forget to text CB 2020 to the number 72727. And thanks a lot for joining us.
Now let's all go check out and see what Kurt's up to at the Ham site. And after Kurt, enjoy a word from one of our donors as well as an artifact reveal.
I know Aaron's waiting for me, but I have to get an update for the Matthias Ham Historic Site.
Hi Kurt, what are you doing here? I thought you were supposed to be helping Aaron at Captain's Ball.
I am supposed to be helping Aaron, but I know people will ask me about what's happening at the Matthias Ham Historic Site, and so I was hoping you could give me some information about that.
Sure, come on in. In here, Kurt, we actually have a conversation chair, and that's one of our newest pieces on display. It was meant for couples to kind of have a few moments alone while potential mother-in-law also sat in between them.
Wow, I'm not sure about the mother-in-law thing, but I don't think that would go very well during COVID.
And I'll show you the rest of the house.
Great. Sure looks nice. Everything is very well kept.
Well, it's something that we continually try to do. And now we'll probably go see outside and showcase some of the schoolhouse as well as the log cabin.
I am very excited to see the work that's going on. Thanks.
The work that they're doing is just amazing, isn't it, Kurt?
It really is.
They're replacing rotten logs. They're going to do all new chinking. They're actually extending the roof a little bit so that way when the rain falls down, it isn't just running straight down the walls, but there'll actually be some room. So hopefully in the future, this cabin will last another, 500 years.
It's such an important artifact for us. Victoria, do you have enough construction equipment you need here? Because I can always make a call to John Deere Dubuque Works and talk to Mark Dixon. You know, nothing runs like a deer.
Very true. Let's just leave them to work and let's go look at the schoolhouse.
Great.
Well, as you can see, Kurt, they completely repainted it, took out all the rotted boards, repaired it. However, with the windows, those were almost completely rebuilt. What glass was original remained. Some of the glasswork was even reglazed. But you see all this woodwork right here? That was actually all hand done to match the original. It all had to be redone. And on the interior, they actually matched the same color paint, so you can't even see the difference between the old paint and the new paint.
It's a lot of work. It looks fantastic, and this place needed a lot of work, and it just really came out great. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate it. I know you're busy planning candlelight Christmas at the Ham House, and I took copious notes from all the information you gave me in my handy dandy TH Media print, digital, social notebook. TH Media, my favorite news source and our sponsor. Thank you. Victoria, thank you so much. I learned a lot. I'm excited to tell everybody about the great things you're doing here. Have a great day.
Thank you. Enjoy Captain's Ball.
Hello, I'm Jeff Mosina, board member of the Dubuque County Historical Society and chairman of the board for Premier Bank. The history of a community contributes to its personality. Preserving the history of Dubuque through its significant historic resources gives our community its unique character. Historic preservation involves more than simply saving and restoring old buildings and sites of historic importance. There are economic, cultural, environmental, and educational benefits of historic preservation, all which are intimately connected to one another and to the living memory of involved communities. On behalf of the Mosina family, we support and respect the efforts of the Dubuque County Historical Society to inspire stewardship by creating educational experiences where history and rivers come together. We encourage each of you to please support this cause tonight. Many thanks and have a great evening.
Today we're coming to you from our collection storage, where we house all of our artifacts that are not on exhibit. And tonight we're going to do some unboxing and maybe surprise myself and see what some of the fun things that we've got that you don't always necessarily get to see. We've got a lot of plastic over our shelves and a lot of our items in boxes. And that is because, being in an aquarium, we always deal with the threat of water. And so if there are any leaks, the plastic is going to keep our collection safe. And the boxes serve somewhat the same purpose. They also help protect our artifacts from dust. So I'm going to open up some of these shortly and see what we can find. Before we unbox some of our artifacts, you'll notice a few things about our workroom. One, we have this foam on our table. This is acid-free, and it gives a little bit of a buffer between the table and our artifacts and a softer spot for them to set on. Our boxes are also acid-free, which means that they're creating a more hospitable environment for our artifacts' long-term storage. And of course, I'm wearing gloves to protect our artifacts from the oils in my hands and the hand sanitizer that I'm wearing. Get started. So this piece, right away I know it has a Dubuque connection because it says Dubuque, Iowa on it. This is a stove plate. It's from the Adams Company, which was founded in 1888. I think this leather is used to sharpen razor blades. This is another razor strobe. Oh, I think maybe this is the cover. So I think it's a razor strobe with a cover on it, and the cover has instructions and also a warning. Caution, razor strobes of this description and pattern have been made and sold during a period of more than 75 years and have gained a worldwide reputation on account of their superior shape, finish, and the box of preparation for sharpening, which accompanies each strobe. Not sure that needed a caution. This is a planer. It's a carpentry tool. And this one has the initials of the person who used it. It looks like J.E.K. Wow, this is a lot of markings on it. Might have been owned by multiple people. The initials are really helpful for giving us the story behind the artifact or the provenance. So sometimes if a company leaves marks on an object they've made, that helps us date it or figure out where it came from. I can't tell what it is, so I'm gonna open it. Oh, it has a little label on it. It's a jar, and it's from W.H. Torbert. It's a pharmacist on 756 Main Street in Dubuque. And this was also made in Dubuque, William Marshall Dubuque, Iowa National Steam Specialty. So I'm guessing this was a gauge to monitor steam pressure. Here we have some fossils. They're phylum Mollusca gastropoda, Pleurotomeria lenticularis. Science words that I can't say. Fossils are part of our collection, well, for a couple different reasons. Obviously, the history of this natural area is something that we want to learn more about and educate others about. And it also kind of goes back to the history of our collection. So we started collecting here in 1965, and some of our first donations actually came from Richard Herman's family. Richard Herman had operated his own museum out of his house that was largely natural history materials. So a lot of our natural history collections came from him. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this brief look into our collections. Here at the Dubuque County Historical Society, we have 24,000 artifacts roughly in our collection. That's not including our archival materials. I've certainly had fun looking into these items and being surprised by some of the things we've seen, and I hope that you did too and that you learned something.
We're back, and we really hoped you liked the unboxing history side of things. Don't forget, we have over 40,000 items in our archives and total collection. And anytime anybody wants to come on down and check it out, we'll be happy to take you around.
Erin, you changed.
I sure did. I put on my Envision t-shirt. Thanks to Envision Tees for making this special for this event tonight. Wendy, what are you wearing over there?
Well, I just happen to be wearing a really nice outfit that I picked up at the museum store. And since I was a little mismatched before, I decided to put on my favorite River Museum tee, hat, and this bracelet that's helping save the ocean, of course.
And what are you standing on exactly?
Did you have to point it out?
Sorry, everybody can see it.
Well, you know, a day ago or so, we realized how short I was apparently, and that in order to be your height, I needed a little help.
Well, I took my heels off, so there you go, Wendy.
Thank you.
Well, you look great, Wendy, and anytime anybody wants to enjoy some apparel that Wendy has on, come on down to the River Museum and sift through our gift shop. We have plenty to offer, especially for the holidays coming up.
Well, and speaking of holidays, we have a lot of great auction items for you, and I even have some right here. So first off, have you seen number 124? This is a beautiful contemporary piece by Adam Eykamp, and it's even a cutout, so it's a really unique, and it's gorgeous. In fact, this would really go well in my house, so keep that in mind. Also, we have some wonderful Kona coffee straight from the islands. Can't get to the islands this year. We'll take the islands to you. But I would be remiss if I did not mention that we have a lot of wonderful Insta-buy vacations. So we will send you to Ireland, Iceland, Italy, even Costa Rica on one of these wonderful trips. I know we all wish we could travel right now, and these trips are good anytime for the next 3 years. So to my husband who is watching, I'm very easy to please, and I would be happy with any single one of those for our next anniversary. So thanks, honey.
And don't worry, no blackout dates. That's very important to remember. Oh, Wendy, I'm getting a text from Kurt. He says he's on his way back from the Ham site, and he wants to check on our mussel conservation project with our conservation specialist, Jared McGovern.
Well, speaking of mussels, did you know that freshwater mussels are some of the most endangered species of our time? Not only are we working with mussels, we are also working to save corals from the Florida Reef Tract, as well as Wyoming toads, the most endangered species in North America. And we will show you clips of both of those coming up, but before we do that, I also want to give a shout out to some of our donors tonight. Thank you to those who are giving online, Bob and Nancy Felderman, David and Kelly Naylor. Thank you so much for your donations. Don't forget to text CB2020 to 72727.
Thanks for that. And folks, while you're bidding, let's see what Kurt is up to at the B branch, checking in on Jared McGovern, our conservation specialist. Oh, and check out our special celebrity guest right after.
Hey, Jared.
What are you doing down here?
Well, I wanted to see what you had going on for conservation things at the B branch.
What's that thing?
The golf ball here? Conlon Construction, builders since 1903. Well, Jared, I'm here to see what conservation projects you're working on down at the B branch.
Awesome, welcome. We, Mr. Strand, you're gonna love this. We are flexing our muscles. We're flexing our muscles with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the Army Corps of Engineers, the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, and of course, the City of Dubuque, because we are in the B Branch Greenway. The B Branch Greenway is about a mile-long stretch of river that had been buried for about 100 years. And because when the city leadership and designers built this flood mitigation project, they included areas for wildlife to reestablish. They focused on wildlife habitat just as much as they did flood mitigation. So what we've been doing down here this year is we have been working with restoring freshwater mussel populations into this stretch of the B branch, but also performing a habitat suitability study. So we're trying to see just how well mussels could thrive in this habitat before connectivity is restored between the Mississippi River and this mile stretch of creek. We have a lot of really great answers from this summer, but we also have a lot more questions. And so we're hoping to continue this project over the next couple of years to see what reestablishes naturally through fish migration, but also to continue with the public engagement component with the mussels that we have released, as well as our mussel silos.
Hi, Corinne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How is this experience going for your students?
Oh, it's wonderful. I love being able to have them out in the field, have some real world experience, some hands-on experience. But then I think the other really important part is the stewardship piece that the River Museum really offers, to see what role can they play in improving the quality of our community.
You know, I got to get going. I can't be late for the party. I hope a lot of you are donating for us, and one of the Insta-buys immediately available right now is a kayak trip on the Mississippi River with Jared. It will be a blast. Gotta go.
See you later, Crick. I gotta go jump back in the creek.
I always hate to be considered among the great writers, because they have the most unfortunate habit of dying off. While Chaucer's dead and Milton's dead, so are Spencer and Shakespeare. And lately I haven't been feeling too well myself. Now, I consider introductions unnecessary, but since it is the custom to have them, I prefer to do the act myself, so I can rely on getting in all the facts. Get your facts first, then you can distort them as much as you want. I was born without teeth, and there Richard III had the advantage of me, but I was born without a humpback, and there I had the advantage of him. I was born modest, but it wore off. I can say at this time that there are two men who are most remarkable. Kipling is one, and I am the other. But between us, we cover all knowledge. Why, he knows all that can be known, and I know the rest. I am a border ruffian from Missouri and a Connecticut Yankee by adoption. I have the morals of Missouri and the culture of Connecticut. And that combination makes for the perfect man. Well, now people call me a pessimist in my old age, but I'm not. I am an optimist who has not arrived. But by now you have guessed that I am Mark Twain. My works are like water. The works of the great geniuses are like wine, but everybody drinks water. I like a story well told, which is why I am sometimes required to tell them myself. Most of my stories, as most of my memories, have their roots in or near the great river, the mighty Mississippi.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, Thank you. I want to thank our poet laureate of the Mississippi River, Captain Mark Twain, for that lovely soliloquy. As you saw, Kurt was making his way back, stopping at the B branch and checking out our conservation and historic progress. Excuse me. There's a lot going on in the pandemic right now, but that has not stopped much of what's going on here at the River Museum. By the way, Wendy had to do yet another wardrobe change, so we'll come back to her later. But while we're waiting, I wanted to introduce you to another colleague of ours, Jennifer Drana. Jennifer is an education manager at the River Museum who handles our outreach, distance learning, and aviary programs. Jennifer brought a friend with us tonight. Who is this, Jennifer?
So this is our new male American kestrel. He is a bird that was hatched in 2017, and he joined us to help teach people all about falcons.
And how did he come into our possession?
So we acquired him earlier this year. Shortly after he was hatched, he had to learn how to fly. And when he was doing that, unfortunately, he was hit by a vehicle. His left wing was broken. A wildlife rehabber fixed him up. However, because of that broken wing, he is only able to fly about 8 to 10 feet. If you're a wild falcon, you need to fly a lot farther than that to survive.
So the reason why we're calling him by his species name, everybody, is because there is an opportunity tonight to name the kestrel and our owl, who also is a new bird for us. We have two Instabuy options for you. One is for the owl, one is for the kestrel. $7,500 Instabuys. You can name them along with our education team and Jennifer here. While the kestrel's been out and about doing lots of programs for us, there's something we want to show you, the viewers at home, that has actually never been done or tested before. So bear with us here. I have to be honest, folks, I am not Jack Hanna, and this is not Wild Kingdom, but what you're about to witness is going to be interesting. So, Jennifer, why don't you explain to everybody what's about to go down here?
So we are going to see if he is willing to hop from my glove to Erin's glove. She is going to put a small piece of his food on her glove as a little bit of a lure to make him more interested. And today is Mouse Day.
Here we go, buddy. Come on. Come on.
He's not sure.
You can do it. He's starving, by the way. So he should be. Here we go. Ready? He did it! Oh my God. Was it as good for you as it was for me, buddy? I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. So please give this bird a name, everybody. He's so beautiful. And we would really love to have you a part of our museum family. While you're taking a look at the Instabuy opportunities, take a peek at this next video of the kestrel in action and hear from some of our other biggest fans.
Here at the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium, we have a whole team of educators that help connect people to the animals and history of the Mississippi River. Our animal ambassadors help us tell that story. It's our common barn owl and our American kestrel. Both are species that are found here in the Midwest in the Mississippi River Valley, and both of which are species that are on the decline. So by telling their story, we can get people interested in their conservation, and they can learn about ways that they can actually help these individual species in their day-to-day lives. So you have a spine. So does he. One of my favorite things about teaching with ambassador animals is that moment of awe. So you bring a kestrel or an owl into a classroom, and you can just see the kids light up. It's not every day you get to see the up-close talons or beak, or one of these birds actually eat a meal in front of you. And again, that just inspires them to ask questions. It inspires them to go learn more about an individual animal. And ultimately, we hope that it will inspire them to start investigating those conservation messages that we were talking about as well.
I've never actually been that close to a bird of prey. The barn owl ate mice, and then the kestrel ate chicken. Its talons and its beak, they're super sharp because they're the main weapons.
I was looking at the kestrel's, like the things around its eyes. Those were like sunglasses, because if they were hunting and then the sun gets in their eyes, they couldn't see, they could lose their prey. I like seeing the animals.
It's about science, but it's not just reading a book about them. You get to actually see them in real life. The one that we saw, it's actually a threatened species, so it's important to conserve the Earth's biodiversity and all the animals. Because if there weren't as many types of animals, the ecosystem wouldn't be as rich and diverse.
We have gone through a massive amount of changes. We've added a lot of great programming and animal ambassadors, and all of this together sets us up really well to reach more and more children, more and more visitors, and create those dynamic learning experiences to really fill in the whole picture of the Mississippi River Valley, that from all the way to Lake Itasca down to the Gulf of Mexico, the history and the animals that really thrive in this area.
I love birds and dinosaurs. This is a pack of velociraptors. Birds evolved from them. Hi, my name is Kelsey. I love otters and I like to play hide and seek. Why does the Mississippi see so well? Because it has 4 eyes. Hi, my name is Abe, and I love orcas and playing football. What type of cars do otters drive? Automobiles. My name's Charlie, and I love math. Where does the fish keep its money? In the riverbank. My name's Daniel. I like turtles, and my favorite school project is painting. What do you call a crate of gex? A box of crackers!
A box of quackers. That's hilarious. Thanks, everybody. Wow, Wendy, I'm really impressed with your ability to wardrobe change tonight. And now we're twinsies.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Plus, I was really excited for the kestrels, so I had to go grab my glove. Are we ready?
You know, I'm not sure that's going to work out tonight, Wendy. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we're really short on time. I really apologize.
That's all right. It's all right. I mean, I was really excited for it, but it's okay. I'll see him some other time, but we are running out of time, so I'll thank a few donors while we're at it because you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much. So, special thank you to Ed and Sarah Zaccaro, Hector and Christine Quintana. Your gifts are making a difference. And I want to highlight 2 more auction items. We have got a round trip riverboat cruise for you from Dubuque to Guttenberg, and beautiful scenery, wonderful narration on a wonderful riverboat twilight. We also have a beautiful work of art from Stacy Rhodes. This is a piece from the Mississippi River Bridge in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Stacy Rhodes is an artist from Baton Rouge, and it's a gorgeous piece.
Thank you all who are donating and bidding tonight. We really appreciate the support. Something you guys should know, the impact that we make on a daily basis. You know, we're still caring for over 2,000 animals, which represent 250 species, 15 species. Since COVID, we've shifted from in-person to online educational programming. We have over, in a non-COVID year, 200,000 visitors annually coming from 50 states and over 70 countries. Speaking of which, if you have not seen our Insta-buys yet, we can take you to Europe, Central and South America. And remember, folks, no blackout dates. Trips are valid for 3 years, and I don't know about you, but travel is a #1 priority when we come out of this thing. As many of you know, a few animals that we take care of at the National River Center, Kurt is actually paying a visit to right now. He's taking a trip to see our stingrays and talk to our educators. Let's take a look.
Hi, Mary. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Kurt?
Good. How are the stingrays today?
Oh, they're doing great. They're having a wonderful day. But you know, they always seem to be a little bit hungry. Do you think you could help us with the feeding?
I would love to help with the feeding.
All right, wonderful. I think they're getting some shrimp today.
Oh, yum.
Did you rinse your hands off?
I rinsed my hands just a second ago.
Okay. We're gonna take a piece of shrimp, put it in your finger like that.
Okay. Yep.
down against the wall.
Yep.
And they'll come up and eat it.
Okay.
And we're gonna take one of these, whichever 2 fingers you wanna hold it between. Perfect.
Ah, there we go.
All right, now put your hand flat
All right.
and slide it down against the glass. And they'll come right up and take it away from you. And they won't bite. You're not gonna feel their teeth. They're just gonna kind of suck it out of your fingers. Here comes somebody.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Good. And a lot of people think that opening on the top is their mouth, but it's not. It's just an adapted fin. Their mouth, you can see, is down
I see
underneath
that.
on their chest wall with a row of teeth.
They always look so happy.
They do, and they're so peaceful to watch. It's really soothing. Just coming to say thank you.
You're welcome. There you go. Got it.
Got it?
Yep.
Good job.
Thanks, Mary. That was a blast. If you want to have a blast, you should come to the River Museum and feed our stingrays. You could also help us by donating to them to help us feed them, care for them, and for all of our animals. Stingrays are amazingly smart. And if you want to learn more about that, watch this upcoming video.
Hi everyone, we're about to start training our yellow stingrays. They're part of our traveling mobile touch tank exhibit, so you might have seen them at your local library. Basically, we're training them to come touch their nose to an orange ping pong ball for a treat. So we're going to see if this male yellow stingray is ready to work today. Oh, look at that. Right over. Came over, so he gets a tidbit, which is a small piece of fish from the tongs. And we're working on him recognizing the target. So whenever I put it in somewhere in the tank, he'll swim over near it to be able to get that tidbit. And this is a great husbandry behavior. It just helps us be able to spot check all of our different animals. We target train a lot of our animals here. It's a little bit tricky. Sometimes the sharks get in on the action. And their mouth is on the underneath side, so that's why you see me waiting until the mouth is in the right spot. So here you go. So again, just rewarding that behavior. Just like us, they have favorite foods. So we use those favorite foods to reward the behaviors that we're trying to see more of, which in the stingray's case is just swimming over to this target. So here at the River Museum, we actually have a bunch of different sharks and stingrays that travel with me to schools and libraries and community centers, and they all live separately so that we make sure that they take turns traveling. We don't want to use the same animals all the time, so make sure everyone is in their rotation. And now that we are done training our stingrays, we're going to feed this entire system. So our sharks and rays will eat this little krill, which doesn't look too appetizing to you or I, but for these guys, it is a standard meal item that they would be eating in the wild. We do try to replicate their diet as much as possible to what they'd be eating in the wild here in captivity, just so everybody stays healthy. So we'll see if they're interested. You're going to see a lot of action now. You're going to start seeing the sharks zooming, the stingrays scattering around too, sucking all of it up from the bottom. All of their mouths are on the underside, so you'll see them kind of vacuum cleanering.
Erin, what are you doing over there?
I'm getting ready for what's happening next. What are you doing, Wendy?
Oh, I'm just playing with the turtle until we get back live.
We're back live, Wendy. We're back live.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I just heard Kurt was on his way over from the stingray feeding, on his way over to our building, but he wanted to stop by the Twilight and give a chance, talk to Captain Kevin Steyer real quick so we can see what he's up to.
Well, and don't forget with those stingrays, every day we're open, you can feed them. Absolutely, it's one of the most fun experiences. Have done it myself numerous times, and it's just a lot of fun. Want to thank you again for those of you bidding tonight, and let you know that we are so happy that you are a part of our River Museum family. There is still time to donate. You can do so by texting CB 2020 to 72727. And seriously, without your help, we would not be able to care for the animals, help save endangered species, educate our youth, and provide an amazing community amenity and destination for visitors inside and outside of Dubuque. And remember, keep those bids coming and stay tuned for our National Rivers Hall of Fame Award as well as, right now, a special guest who would like to say a few words.
When I was a boy, there was but one permanent ambition among my comrades in our village on the west bank of the Mississippi River, and that was to be a steamboatman. Oh, we had transient ambitions of other sorts, but they were only transient. Whenever a circus came and went, it left us all burning to be clowns. The first Negro minstrel show that ever came to our section left us all suffering to try that kind of life. And every now and then we had the hope that if we lived and were good, God would grant us permission to become pirates. But those ambitions faded out, each in its own time. But the ambition to be a steamboatman always remained. The river was my school. The face of the water in time became a wonderful book. A book that was a dead language to the uneducated passenger, but told its mind to me without reserve, delivering its most cherished secrets as clearly as if it uttered them with a voice. And it was not a book to be read once and thrown aside, for it had a new story to tell every day. Throughout the 1,200 miles, there was never a page that was void of interest. Never one you could leave unread without loss. Never one you would want to skip, thinking you could find higher entertainment in some other thing. There never was so marvelous a book written by man. The Glendy Buck is a mighty fast boat with a mighty fast captain too. He sits up there on the hurricane deck and he keeps his eye on the crew.
Permission to come aboard?
Permission granted. Welcome aboard.
Thank you for being a board member to the National Rivers Hall of Fame. Could you tell me how you feel about the impact of the National Rivers Hall of Fame board?
So I think the National Rivers Hall of Fame actually brings the importance of the river to the average American. By showcasing the people in the National Rivers Hall of Fame, we have people that the average person coming into the museum can see how they impacted the building of America.
You know, this boat is beautiful, Twilight. Can you give me a little background on it and let me know how this came to be?
The riverboat Twilight was basically a combination of many years of Dennis Trone's work. He was a naval architect and marine engineer. Every time he designed a boat, he took something that he liked and he put it in a file. Eventually accumulated enough money that actually built the boat of his dreams. In 1986, 1987, we built the boat, and I was lucky enough to actually help Captain Trone build the boat. And I did most of the interior. I did the ceilings, the stained glass, the windows and the doors. It's basically modeled after the Betsy Ann, which is a boat that was built right here at Dubuque Boat and Boiler Works. Very pretty, great lines boat. I have the original drawing of it. Quite the learning project for sure. It was a great experience, and it's something that I look back on with fond memories now today.
Well, thank you for the information. Fascinating to hear about Twilight. And you're just a great partner to the River Museum and Aquarium, so I want to thank you for that also.
Well, the museum's a great partner to the Twilight, and it's an absolute honor for me to be on the board, so thank you.
Thanks. Now, next up for us is John Bickle to present the National Rivers Hall of Fame inductees for this year. I'd also like to have say a special thank you to all of the sponsors of the National Rivers Hall of Fame Award and inductees. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt and Captain Kevin. You know, there's nothing better than being on the Twilight. I'm Corky Bickle, Chair of the Board of the National Rivers Hall of Fame. The National Rivers Hall of Fame was created in 1985 after a 20-year search for the appropriate place to put it on the river. And it was decided that Dubuque couldn't have been a better place. The National Rivers Hall of Fame was created to tell the story of the men and women of the rivers of America. It is one of the highlights of the National Rivers Hall of Fame to each year induct an individual into the Hall of Fame. And this year, it is a great privilege to announce the winner of the National Rivers Hall of Fame inductee, who is Ruth Ferris. Ruth Ferris is a famous educator, historian, riverlorian, and river traveler. As a historian, she has written many articles about the river and collected river memorabilia from boats on the river. John Hartford was a friend of hers, the musician who wrote Gentle on My Mind. He idolized Ruth Ferris and gave her credit for his successes on the river. Ruth Ferris is loved and revered by all who love the rivers of America. Congratulations, Ruth Ferris. We all know that you're smiling at us from above. The National Rivers Hall of Fame also awards a National Achievement Award to individuals who have distinguished themselves and have been outstanding in their field relative to the rivers of America. It is a great privilege to congratulate Mike Davis, who is this evening's winner of the National Achievement Award. Congratulations, Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike Davis, and I want to thank Corky for the introduction and for the River Museum for this achievement award, which I had no idea was coming my way. I've spent a lot of time out on the Mississippi River over the years, and hopefully my career at the Minnesota DNR has helped make a few things better for the river, for the future, for the river itself, but also for the people that enjoy the river so much and to whom it is so important. And thanks again, really appreciate it. See you on the river.
And thank you, all of the National Rivers Hall of Fame, Riverworks Discovery, Museum and Aquarium sponsors for making this a very unique but special evening and event. Stay safe, everyone, and thank you.
Congrats again to the National River Hall of Fame Achievement and Inductee Award winners, and thanks again to Twilight and Corky Bickle for their support on the National Rivers Hall of Fame board. Another steam dredge that's near and dear to our hearts for over 40 years is the William Black, located just outside these walls in our ice harbor. This boat was critical to the formation of the Missouri River and tells a great story of what these boats were used for. This is our largest and first ever exhibit and is also deemed a national landmark. In the past few years, we have received federal funds to restore and repair some major features on this boat so that it can remain a major exhibit showcasing our love of river history.
Coming up, we have a few words from our Riverworks Discovery sponsors and exciting news to share about a traveling exhibit headed your way. So stay tuned and keep bidding.
Riverworks Discovery is a national education outreach program dedicated to teaching communities about the commerce, culture, conservation, and careers on the great rivers of America and their watersheds.
Riverworks Discovery provides curriculum tools for formal and informal educators diving into the efficiency of river transportation, the variety of commodities transported, and the importance of infrastructure like locks and dams, and the jobs associated with our rivers. We are a proud program of the National Rivers Hall of Fame, which is located at the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium in Dubuque, Iowa.
We enjoy being part of a group effort, as is one of MTD's goals, to showcase our industry to the next generation. We are honored to partner up with Riverworks Discovery and look forward to many more years.
We operate a river terminal that is served by 2 railroads and has easy access to Interstate 75, 71, and 74. We were one of the first corporate sponsors of Riverworks Discovery, and we support them because they educate the public of the environmental and economical benefits of river transportation.
Riverworks Discovery is a critical component of Port of New Orleans workforce development and student outreach. Through the Riverworks Discovery Who Works the River initiative, we're able to educate our local community regarding the vast majority of careers in the maritime industry, and we really appreciate our partnership.
Hi, my name is Holly Norman. I'm a proud employee at Ingram Barge Company and also the Executive President of Women in Maritime Operations. We both proudly support Riverworks Discovery.
Specifically at Corbett, we appreciate the fact that they educate the youth about the opportunities that the river provides each community, but more importantly, they educate them about the opportunities that the river can provide them for the rest of their lives.
Hey, it's Paul Ruddy with the Waterways Council, and I just wanted to say we enjoy our partnership with Riverworks Discovery. We're here at LaGrange Lock and Dam on the Illinois River, and it's just about to open up after its rehabilitation. You know, people don't understand locks and dams, and Riverworks Discovery does a great job of explaining the importance of river transportation. And so it all starts with education, and that's why we value our partnership.
I would like to thank Riverworks Discovery for the great work they do raising awareness for river culture, river conservation, river commerce, and river careers with the high school students that surround the Ohio and Mississippi River valleys.
And we're here to say that we're very happy and proud to support Riverworks Discovery. We are happy with the work that Riverworks Discovery is doing to help educate the public and educate the next generation of mariners about our river industry.
And the main thing is to educate the young folks to understand the value of our river system, job opportunities. So we're happy to support you and wish you all the best.
Without educating people, and people would not understand how important the river is, how underutilized the river is, how environmentally friendly river transportation can be.
Riverworks Discovery certainly promotes the river. Aaron Howard, its director, is passionate about doing so, and we here at Amherst Madison have been proud supporters, both financially and providing equipment when needed for shows for Riverworks Discovery for a number of years now. So again, thank you for all you do, and hopefully this will go on for many, many years.
It also is a great mechanism for telling people about careers on the river and the future that it does hold. It's one of the most environmentally friendly, economical forms of bulk transportation the nation has to offer. The Huntington District Waterways Association, of which I'm president, feels the same way, and we are a proud supporter of the Riverworks Discovery Project.
Hey, my name is Violet. I like art, and my favorite flower is violets. Where does a barge go when it's feeling sick? It goes to the doctor.
Hi, my name is Maverick, and my favorite animal in the Mississippi River is an otter, and my favorite food is sushi. What is the sea turtle's favorite sandwich? Peanut butter and jellyfish.
My name is Caden. My favorite ocean animal is a whale, and I like strawberries. What do you call a snail on a ship? A snailer. Instead of a sailor, it's a snailer.
They are so funny. Thanks, everybody, and we are back again. We hoped you liked what you saw on Riverworks Discovery. It's a program that's really near and dear to our hearts. You know, over the last 10 years, we've been able to serve 1 million people with that program in 19 states. So it's very special to us. This month, with the help of the Eugenie Jones and the Walton Foundation, we are going to be reviving our Riverworks Discovery traveling exhibit, and so that we continue to share our mission across the country.
And if you would like to donate to the cause, please visit the Insta-Buy area and give to the traveling exhibit. Your name will go on a sponsor plaque that will travel along with the exhibit throughout the country, showcasing the commerce, culture, conservation, and careers on America's rivers.
Thanks, everyone. Hey, Wendy, have you seen Kurt yet?
You know, I did just think I saw him running across campus. He might have gone downstairs to talk with Living Collections.
Okay, let's go check it out. Let's see if he's down there. Thanks, everybody. Happy bidding.
Hey, Aaron. Yes, I'm in the building. Before I get up there, I just got to check with Living Collections real fast, okay? All right, thanks. Bye.
Oh, hey, Kurt.
Hey, Abby. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Just wanted to kind of get a quick update on what's going on down here.
Oh, we got lots going on right now. I have Marissa here working in the Florida Reef Track room. She's getting ready to feed some corals.
Can I take a peek?
Sure, let's go in.
Hi, Marissa.
Hi, Kurt. How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Working with the corals. These corals are from the Florida Reef Track. A lot of the corals have about a 90% mortality rate. So we actually took these guys in. I am feeding them some brine shrimp, and we are fostering them until they're able to go back into the ocean.
Marissa, that's fantastic and fascinating. I haven't ever seen you feed them, and I'm just so proud of you and our whole team, saving species and making a difference in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt.
Have a great day.
You too.
Let's go down to food prep. I think Caitlin's getting some stuff ready to feed animals.
Oh, fantastic.
Every day we go through a large bin of salad and a large bin of shrimp, squid, clams, all kinds of stuff here.
Boy, that sounds like some of my favorite meals.
So Kurt, every day our aquarists are in this kitchen for a few hours getting diets ready for all our animals. We also go through a lot of fish, shrimp, clams, squid, all kinds of things here every day. All the food that we buy here is human grade. It's all very high quality food. For the bins of produce that Caitlin's cutting, we'll go through one of those in a week, but the number of heads of lettuce can be between 40 and 50 heads in just 1 week. Chopping food and cleaning dishes and cleaning the kitchen is a large part of the job here. All right, thanks Caitlin for letting us watch you chop food. We'll see you in a little bit, okay?
All right, thanks, Caitlin.
Let's walk down to our Wyoming toad room. They're some of the most critically endangered amphibians in the United States. Mark's getting ready to feed in this room too.
Oh, that's fantastic. I haven't ever seen him feed them.
These won't be your favorite foods. Crickets and worms in here.
Well, let's think about that. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Kurt.
What's going on in here today?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to feed some of our Wyoming toads here. Wyoming toads are one of our major conservation species that we work with here at the museum.
They're very active today.
They are very hungry today. So Wyoming toads, in the 1970s, their numbers started to crash. They were listed as functionally extinct in the wild. They found only about 7 and brought them into captivity for captive breeding. Today they're just getting a couple different sizes of crickets. We feed waxworms, spikes, bean beetles, mealworms.
Well, they seem to really be enjoying your meal for them today.
I hope so. I worked hard to get these crickets in this container.
Well, Mark, thank you so much. I really appreciate getting a little peek at their lunch. I do have to go, though. I'm heading up to the captain's ball.
Absolutely. Here it's going to be a hopping time.
Good one. I like that. Thank you so much. Abby, Erin's been texting me like crazy. She wants me to get up. But before we go, could you give me an update on Dot?
Oh, sure. Dot, the green sea turtle, she's in this room right here. I bet Caitlin's getting some food ready or some enrichment ready right now.
Fantastic.
Hi.
Hi, Caitlin.
How are you?
Good.
This is Dot. She's our green sea turtle. We got her because when she was younger, she was hit by a boat. Usually, she's up in our big Gulf tank upstairs, but she needs regular vet checks because of her boat accident. A lot of times what we like to do is a broadcast feed, which is where we just throw the food in and allow them to kind of work for it.
It lets them use their brains a little bit and gets them excited about things. You want one of these? Come here. Sweet potato. There it is.
Caitlin, thanks. That was a lot of fun. I got to get up to the ball.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Abby. I got to go. Appreciate the help here.
All right. Bye, Kurt. Good luck.
Bye.
We're back, everyone, and guess who I have with me? It's Sippy the Otter. Sippy came to say hi to all the boys and girls who are staying up just a little later tonight. Isn't he fun? Sippy wanted me to remind all of you that your donations go to a special cause, helping the animals maintain their living habitat and food. Right, Sippy? Yeah. So it's easy. Just text CB 2020 72727. I heard Kurt was on his way up from downstairs, but before he gets here, please take a peek at our River of Innovation ribbon cutting with A.Y. McDonald. Hey, by the way, Sippy, have you seen Wendy?
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Scott. Thank you to A.Y. McDonald Foundation for the support of this fantastic exhibit and endeavor for the River Museum and Aquarium. The Belt-Driven Machine Shop came to us from Bellevue, Iowa. It focuses on a couple really important topics for the River Museum and Aquarium: STEM education, science, technology, engineering, math, and innovation. So Rob, a question for you. Can you tell me about the history of innovation for A.Y. McDonald?
Absolutely. Thank you, Kurt. Our great-great-grandfather, Andrew Young McDonald, founded his business by being innovative. He was a holder of many patents that took hold in the industry, and truly it can be said that those patents are what moved our company forward to the next generation and beyond. So innovation has played a big part in why we're standing here 165 years later.
Well, thank you. And Scott, how is innovation impacting A.Y. McDonald today?
Well, it's actually a really huge part of our overall strategy. About 5 years ago, A.Y. McDonald opened an innovation center where we're focused on our customers' needs and things that'll help make their lives easier. So we actually have dedicated people and dedicated resources to solving our customers' problems and making their lives easier. So it plays a huge part.
That's fantastic. It's such a great connection for our community, and especially River Museum and Aquarium, and then all those people from our community that will come in here and get excited about things like this: technology, science, engineering. Saying that, you guys feel like doing the honors and the ribbon cutting?
We would love to.
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3.
And now, a video from our historian, John Bowditch, to talk about the Belt-Driven Machine Shop.
This is a unique shop in that it has survived the way it has. The power system is very, very unusual. It was a shop that began in the 1880s doing general machine work in the Bellevue, Iowa area, and they also made lots of castings. There are surviving patterns that you can actually see the castings all over Bellevue of the products of this shop. When the Brants acquired the shop in 1902, they began to use this as a place to assemble these new types of two-cycle marine engines that they became famous for making. And the shop is very, very interesting because it is a small, general-purpose job machine shop. The tools in here were used to make individual parts. The craftsmen had to be highly skilled in order to run them, and the accuracy of these machines was very extreme. For example, most of these lathes in here could turn things to within an accuracy of 1/1000th of an inch. The average human hair is about 3/1000th of an inch thick. So that gives you some notion of the accuracy that was required for this kind of work. The machines are all belt driven because prior to the introduction of electric motors, The only ways you could run machines like this were two. You could run it with something like an engine, like we are here, a water wheel, but the only other way you could run it was with muscle power. These machines are called engine lathes, for example, because they ran off of a central steam engine. And the belt system was used to distribute the power from that power source to the individual machines. The individual machines can be turned on and off at will using a device called a shipper lever that moved the belts from an idling position to a powered position. The machinery here ranges from as early as 1855 or 1860 up to about 1915. So there's a wide range of machines. One thing about the Brandts that's very interesting was they were very frugal, they were very innovative in what they did, they were developing a new type of power source for boats, and they needed to have the machinery to be able to do that. We have an 1855 vintage lathe that has got a tool pulse grinder on it that was electrically operated, probably built in the 1920s. And the whole question of why we preserve history at all is to give us a sense of where we've come from, where we're going as a society. Isaac Newton once made the comment, he said, "If I have seen far, it is because I am standing on the shoulders of giants." And the fact of the matter is the people in shops like this created the modern world. I think that if you get a sense of what people were able to do with metalworking in the 19th century and early 20th century, it gives you a sense of what you can do innovatively today. Machine shops are still places where a lot of creative work is done. It requires a high degree of skill, it requires a high degree of patience, and a high degree of intelligence to be able to use these machines properly. This took a real leap of faith on the part of the museum to say, we're going to invest a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of resources in making this happen. And I'm so proud of the museum for doing that, because museums are only important in that they are relevant to people today. This museum is a wonderful combination of natural history, the history of the Dubuque area and of Iowa in general, and now working in the direction of understanding about interactive hands-on experiences and getting people involved with thinking with their hands as well as with their heads. So I think this is a wonderful, wonderful project.
I had an abiding interest in keeping up with the latest discoveries in science and technology. I made the acquaintance of inventor Nikola Tesla. We were both members of the Players Club in New York City, where gentlemen would assemble for a delicious meal or to partake of a libation or play a game of cards and smoke a cigar. Afterwards, some of us would adjourn to Tesla's laboratory. On one infamous visit, Tesla invited me to experience his powerful electromechanical oscillator, sometimes referred to as the earthquake machine, as it shook the entire building. As I stood upon a plate, he said it would give me vigor and vitality. I should have noticed Tesla having to halt the muted laughter of his assistants. Well, the machine was engaged and the plate began to vibrate, and I found it most enjoyable. Well, until after a moment, I was moved to a different reaction. I leapt from the platform and rushed to use the required facility. I must confess, I was deeply appreciated for the temporary cure to my constipation. When I returned, it was to the boisterous merriment of everyone, because they had anticipated the effect at my expense. And to think Tesla and I still remained close friends for over 20 years.
Thanks for that, Mr. Twain. Wendy, you're back and you're looking a little flushed.
Well, you know, don't worry about it. I may have had some odder place to go.
Well, you didn't miss much, but I hoped everybody liked the sneak peek of River of Innovation Phase 1. We have just broken ground on Phase 2. We can't wait for you to see it, and we're hoping for an early next summer opening. Thanks to all of you who are continuing to bid. Please continue to do so. It's for a great, great cause. It means so much to our organization.
We've had some new donors since we last spoke to you, and we just want to call out and say thank you so much. Ben and Cindy Graham, Ryan and Aaron Clues, Angela Alfred, Mike and Jeannie Donahue, Corky and Med Bickle. Thank you so very much. After tonight, as a reminder, our silent auction and Instabuy opportunities, as well as a chance to donate, will remain open until November 8th. And we want to highlight two more packages for you. First, a bottle of Eagle Rare Bourbon. It's quite the bottle. It's very large. And we also have a wonderful package that includes a gift card to Texas Roadhouse, some golf, as well as 2 pillows from Dubuque Mattress Company. So just to throw this out there, you buy both of those, you start with golf, you grab some bourbon and some Texas Roadhouse, you'll be passed out on those pillows in no time. Great idea. Recommend it.
Oh, Wendy, I'm getting a text from Kurt. He's on his way up. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
About time.
Finally.
Hey, Aaron, I made it.
Come on, Kurt.
Hey,
Woo! You made it. Super excited to see you.
Am I late?
No, not at all. You were right on time. And don't worry, we took the audience with you on your way.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
that's good to
worry.
know.
Yeah, don't worry. Everyone was able to take a walk with you across our campus. Kurt, while you're here, I'm glad you are. Why don't you give people at home an understanding of how much this organization means to you and to all of us.
I sure will. Let me pull that off a little bit. It's a little hot running around the whole property. 2020 been sort of a strange year, as we all know. It started out great for us. We were having a bang-up year, and then COVID hit. COVID hit March 19th. We shut down for 10 weeks. And over the course of that period of time and for the rest of the year, because when we reopened admissions, people were coming back at a substantially slower rate, we lost about $2.2 million for our revenue number, which is a lot of money for an organization like us to make up. And one of the difficult things about running an aquarium is that well-being of your animals, your people, your maintenance, your life support is very expensive, and you just can't shut it off. So even though we didn't have anybody coming in during the time we were closed, we were really not able to reduce expenses very much. So we had quite a hole to dig out. We implemented some furloughs for all of our staff. We did some cost savings. We did a number of other things. Pretty much everything we could possibly do to be financially sustainable for the year we've done. And we're feeling good about our organization. And I heard Aaron say earlier, things about the property and everything else. The main thing for me is that going forward, we're going to need some assistance from a lot of people. But before we say that, a lot of good things happened this year. You got to witness, as I was traveling around, some of the things we've done. Restoration at the Matthias Ham Historic Site, the opening of Phase 1 of River of Innovation, our conservation programs. And in fact, Jared and the county supervisors and the Dubuque Conservation Board have a great teen program that we initiated this year. Our virtual outreach programs are things that are going to stick with us and are going to expand our imprint all over the place. And OtterCam, if you haven't seen OtterCam, rivermuseum.com/webcams, you can see OtterCam, and it's really kind of gone viral. A really cool thing. So sometimes bad things that happen to organizations turn out into things that you're going to bring with you going forward in the future. Saying that, the help that we need from you, I was thinking about our organization and saying, imagine if we weren't able to be that spark for interest for students who come to see us and say, I could become a marine biologist, or I could become an engineer, or I'm really fascinated by environmental science. Think about Riverworks Discovery and the outreach it has, and all of these students, high school students that are sort of on this path, they're not sure what they're doing, and all of a sudden they say, I could have a career on the river. I could have a career that in a number of years I could be a captain of a ship, or I could do other types of things. If you think about some of the education outreach programs we have with outreach in history, STEM education, science, technology, engineering, math, conservation, that impact that we have. Then as an organization in town, when I was at a different organization, I looked at the River Museum as a way to help workplace balance and to give our new employees something world-class to experience in our community. All those things together, to me, make this a really, really special place. And with your help, we can continue to have this great impact. And our impact, if you think about Riverworks Discovery, is nationwide. If you think about the research we do with corals in Iowa. Yes, corals in Iowa. We were the first organization outside of Florida to get corals from the Florida Reef Track. If you think about that impact, the Wyoming toads, we are changing the world. With your help, we can continue to do this. So please, if you can support us and donate and buy some of the really great things on our auction, that will all go to keeping us going, keeping our animals happy, our staff happy, our guests safe. And so I just want to thank you, and thanks for coming on us. And for the first time ever, visitors from all over the country got to visit us and see Captain's Ball, and all of you got to see things behind the scenes, which doesn't happen typically when you come see us. So thank you very much.
We wanted to thank all of our sponsors one more time, and thank all of those who have donated this evening and who are watching from home. Really appreciate all of the effort, and to all of you here at the River Museum who work here, who are helping us out every single day, a big, big thanks to our staff as well.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to toast you all.
Oh.
Hang on one second.
Don't forget Sippy.
Hang on a second. All right.
Sippy needs a sip, Kurt.
Here you go, Sippy.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Cheers.
To you, thank you very much.